Today, I'm taking you shopping with me to Costco, Canada, and I'm going to show you what's worth buying at Costco and what to stay clear of to organize your home. I'm Sylvie and I own a home organizing company in Winnipeg, Manitoba. If you're passionate about curating your house into a dream home with makeovers, Amazon home finds, and DIY projects, then you'll want to be sure you hit the subscribe button below. So if you've never been into a Costco, they're a membership-based store that carries everything from groceries, electronics, appliances, automotive supplies, sporting goods, jewelry, books, clothing, furniture, office supplies, and housewares. Now, I always love to go through the deals by the entrance, but today I'm getting right down to business and finding myself in front of these chrome shelves. These are my go-to for basement and garage organizing. They fit our clear bins perfectly, and I love that they have 6 shelves, as we always love to maximize the height of a space. Some basement ceilings can be a little low, and in those instances, we leave the wheels off. You can't beat the pricing of these. While IKEA and Canadian Tire both sell their own versions, they aren't the same size. These 48-inch wide shelves allow us to place bins on each shelf horizontally, while the Canadian Tire and IKEA versions are smaller, and if we place bins on them, they have to go sideways and then they stick out quite a bit. These 45-quart bins here are a staple for me. When we're organizing basements, we're having to buy large volumes of clear bins for our clients, usually 60 to 140 at a time, depending on the scope of the project. And Costco truly has the best value for bins here. I believe these work out to about $7.99 a bin, as they sell them in a 3-pack. The cheapest bin I have found that's closest to this size is 72 liters, and I can buy it for $11.99 when it's on sale. Its regular price is $19.99, and it only goes on sale once or twice a year. IKEA also has a bin similar in size, the Samla bin, that they sell for $13.99 with a lid, but their inventory of these has been an issue. I think they went almost 6 months without lids for them. While these 45-quart clear bins from Costco are a great price and a perfect manageable size, they're easy to break. But like I tell clients, they aren't expensive to replace if you happen to break one. I think what's important to consider is if you're needing to go through your storage bins often, you might want to consider investing in a bin that's sturdier. While I love their locking mechanisms on their lids, their handles tend to break easily. You also have to examine them carefully when you're buying them, as there's often a broken one in the stack, so take your time to inspect them. Costco also carries these black and yellow 102-liter bins. I think these are great for storing large collections of items in a garage or storage shed. I don't love them for general organizing because, for one, they aren't easy to lift or handle and can be very heavy when you have it filled with items. I also prefer clear bins, as it allows you to have a visual of what's inside the bin. And last, I think these often end up with such a large mishmash of assorted items, it doesn't make it easy to find your things. So, love them for storing large single items, don't really love them for basement organizing. For garage organizing, I think these black metal shelves are a worthy investment, especially if you have a lot of heavy items to store. These fit heavy-duty bins, and I think they allow for multiple bins to be stored. Now, if budget's an issue, I think you can easily get away with just using the chrome shelves I showed you earlier in this video. They also carry a smaller version of these metal shelves, but I think if you're going to downsize, you're better off with the chrome shelving. And I have to be honest, these black plastic shelves aren't really worth your while. They just don't fit bins well on them. And I think you're better off saving to buy the chrome shelving or just building your own custom shelves. And then I find myself once again next to the Oxo canister sets. If you've watched my previous videos, you know I don't like these sets at all, and I don't think they're of good value. In the beautifully organized pantries we're known for, we always create uniformity by displaying matching size canisters on pantry shelves, as it relaxes your eyes, and you just can't do that with these. All these shapes and sizes don't allow you to display multiples of the same size on a shelf. And if you were to do that, you need far too many of these canister sets to get across your pantry shelf. Save your money and order 1 or 2 sizes of acrylic canisters from a company where you can buy multiples at the same time. like the Container Store or Canadian Tire. I also came across these glass mason jars, and while they might be cute in the right setting, like adding them to style a farmhouse pantry, I wouldn't use them as my main glass canister set unless I could buy them individually rather than as a set. And then there's these can organizers. I see people eyeing these up all the time, and while I think they're probably a good idea in a backstock basement pantry, like the kind of pantry you keep all of your bulk Costco purchases in, they're not super attractive on a kitchen pantry shelf. I always try to think about how they might look in a pantry, and the truth is, most of us don't want to see an out-of-place chrome rack with a bunch of labeled cans. For a backstock pantry, if you have one, they're a good buy. And if you don't care about the overall aesthetic of your pantry, then they're a good buy. But chances are, if you're following my work, these won't fit your pretty pantry aesthetic either. I'm intentionally stopping in front of this filing cabinet because most of the times when we're organizing homes, we find paperwork of all kinds in closets, living rooms, kitchens, pantries, bathrooms, even in the playroom, you name it. The problem is most people don't have a filing system. Instead, we see paper strewn about the home, and important ones too. While this isn't the prettiest filing cabinet, and I'm sure there's better ones out there, you need a proper paper storage system. As much as we want to be paperless, we all have important documents. Now, you don't have to pick up this filing cabinet. A pretty file box would do, and I can link one in the caption below, but I want to remind you to create a file system. Now, I love these wine glasses. They're heavy and good quality. I often find multiple mismatched sets of glasses in the homes that we organize. And truthfully, you only need one good set. So if your wine glass set is broken up and you're left with a bunch of mismatched stemware, these are a great buy. I see these 3 packs of clear small bins in multiple households, and while they're a great price, I don't really use them. I try to stick to uniform size bins, and I rarely have 2 styles of bins in a space. And if we're looking for a smaller bin to use in a closet or office, we're normally opting for an acrylic bin. You can't fit a lot in these, and I think they're just another item that doesn't match your overall aesthetic that you'll have to declutter in the long run. I found this display of fabric drawer organizers. I'm not a big fan of these as they don't look as tidy as advertised on the box. The fabric dividers look floppy in real life and they just don't hold the clothes as neatly as an acrylic expandable drawer divider. And for underwear, I prefer using a honeycomb divider as it's easier to maintain order in your drawer. I will link what I use in the caption below. And then there's these bamboo plastic bag storage compartments. These were really popular when they came out. I have them myself, and while they're a nice splurge for your kitchen drawers, they can be difficult to work with if you don't have the proper width and depth in your drawer to fit them. And if you're like me, you only have space for one drawer of wrapping and bag storage in your kitchen. But this unit alone takes up a full drawer in your kitchen, and it only has compartments for bags. But what about your foil paper, your plastic wrap, your parchment paper? If you have an extra wide drawer for wrapping product and you're going to buy this, I recommend ordering a storage compartment unit for foil paper, plastic wrap, parchment paper to match. I will link one in the caption below. Costco also carries these adjustable, expandable drawer dividers. And while the box is showcasing them in a utensil drawer, these are pretty thick, so you need a deep drawer to put these in. And most kitchens don't have deep drawers allocated to utensils. Rather, the deep drawers are allocated to things like pots and pans. I prefer the expandable drawer dividers that are slender and don't have the notches everywhere. But if this bamboo color matches the interior of your cabinets and you have a deep drawer for your utensils, try these out. I'm in love with this Henkel's Braiser with lid. It's a great buy and really great quality. I've been shopping these for a while and I came close to buying a Staub one on Amazon, only to discover that most of the Staub ones sold on Amazon are the manufacturer defects sold off yearly. If I'm spending this kind of money on a Braiser or a Dutch oven, it better be the real deal, and this one here is. Now, I don't love the color, so I think for myself, I'll pass on it and wait until I can get a color that goes with my existing bakeware. But if you don't care about color, this is a great buy. As a general rule, when I buy something, it has to be a heck yes. Otherwise, it's a heck no, because who really likes making returns anyways? Speaking of Dutch ovens, I've been seeing these black matte ones in multiple stores lately in various brands, but I just don't love the finish. Even your fingerprints leave marks all over it, so I can't imagine how it would look after its first use. These are a hard no for me. If you're dying to make pretty labels for your organized spaces, Costco now carries the Cricut Explore. I have one too, but I seldomly use it because I just don't have time to weed labels. I prefer using my Brother PT Touch label maker as it allows me to create really pretty labels in no time. I'll link it in the caption below. Costco's now also getting into these Richelieu pull-out shelves. I've seen multiple variations of pullouts, and while the price is great for this product, I much prefer a solid base over a chrome wire shelf. I'll link one that I like from Amazon in the caption below. I was so excited to find these Anchor Hocking glass canister sets. I use this brand in many homes. Having said this, it's rare that I buy 3 sizes for a space. For uniformity purposes, I normally never buy more than 2 sizes. And let me tell you, these have been increasingly hard to find. I had to shop multiple stores in my city to find enough of the 96-ounce size for an upcoming project. I normally find them priced between $24.99 and $36.99, and I suspect this has to do with supply and demand. So while I'm not a great advocate for buying sets, I think these are a great deal. If you don't end up using one of the sizes in your pantry, you can gift them or sell them on Marketplace. I then stumbled across this Polder cereal canister set. While it's not a set I would normally be drawn to, I love that they're all the same size, and to be honest, they do appear to be of good quality. I think if you have a white pantry or a white accent color in your space, and you're going to make these one of the main canister sets, these are a great buy. I made a point to stop in front of these storage containers. I often see a bunch of plastic, mismatched containers in the homes that we organize. I just think people ought to invest in a good quality glass set. And don't be fooled, these ones here are plastic. The ones right next to these are glass, and while I'm due to get a new set, I don't love the lids on these. I prefer the lids that snap shut, but that's a personal preference. I was super excited to stumble on this set of 4 stackable shoe organizers. Sadly, they didn't have any open boxes on display, so I couldn't inspect them. But I think for an acrylic shoe storage bin, they're extremely well priced, as I've seen acrylic shoe storage bins priced as high as $39.99 each. Of course, those are the higher end acrylic bins, and I can't speak for the quality of these. I love that it says they fit up to a men's size 14 shoe, but please don't take my word for this, as I've never used this particular product. I've only used similar shoe storage bins, and I think in the right space, they can look beautiful. And that concludes my shopping trip to Costco, just in time as the sun was setting in the west. So, what was your favorite find? And what did I help you avoid buying? Is there anything you agree or disagree with? Be sure to let me know down in the comments section below. If you found this shopping trip helpful, don't forget to like this post and be sure to subscribe. And I'll be sure to take you along on more shopping trips to help you get organized.